Hallelujah. Rest rising. I'm titling this Yahuah's Vantage Point Matters Most. In the course of life, we basically have our ups and downs. We have our trials and tribulations. We all deal with the issues of life. And those that participate with us are able to have their own vantage point. We grow, we expand from out of our comfort spots many times over and over again and get to a place of awakening. Awaken to what? Some people have a spiritual awakening. Some people have an emotional awakening. Some people have a financial awakening. All these different type of awakenings where they have a realization that where they were at before was not where they were supposed to be. When I look at the situation of Abraham, basically father of many nations, a man that had been barren and his wife had been barren, and then there was a son produced through Hagar, Ishmael. This was not the promised seed. This was not Isaac. But this son still was the firstborn naturally. Isaac was the spiritual seed. But this son still was born to Hagar and got to see basically his mom. She was displaced. He was displaced, sent away. Now, as a baby, he may not have had a realization of what was going on, but he had to grow and see that when Isaac was born, his father and the mother that was in the home were able to love on Isaac and have their partnership surround Isaac. He didn't have the same. He did, by scriptures, it shows here and there that he had relationship with his father. And so there was a loving kindness there, something that was there. But his vantage point was completely different than that of Isaac. So this man could have grown with a envy towards his brother, could actually had some issues with his father, and seen it that his father was a bad father, when Abraham was basically the father of many nations. He was one that Yahuah, from his vantage point, was doing his will, doing Yahuah's will. Even putting away Hagar and this child, Ishmael, was in his will, because that child was never supposed to be. If he had not submitted his will to his wife Sarai, that child would not be. But the vantage point of Yah is what matters. Now, this son could have bitterness and all these things. So you look at all these different scriptural stories, as well as look at the story of your own life, how you've perceived things and how you've sat at a vantage point. And so I look at some of the things that I've endured and things that I've seen as hardship. And yes, they are truly hardships towards me. But the persons on the other side, those that were involved, they have other life experiences. So that one moment they had with me, should that be the totality of who they are or what their story is about? And the more you think about that, no. Life is not evolved around one person, but it's Yahuah's vantage point. So sometimes there are going to be collateral damage, but who wants to be that? Who wants to be the one hurt by the issues that someone else has, or by someone else their, I guess, failures or something that they overlook or that they don't see? Sometimes we can have jewels out there and we can miss them. There are many jewels of people out there that we miss. Men who've surrounded themselves around taking care of family, be it siblings, be it their own children, be it just people around them. Women who have done the same. And yet these people go unmentioned in history books. We see those that are shining and the glass ceiling for them seems to be very high because they make monetary goals, they make success goals, but those that actually make life goals that have been a blessing to people get no accolades. Most people don't even know about them. Only thing they hear about them is the testimony of those that have lived around them. See, me, I'm a man that has had so many struggles in childhood, but then I met a woman, my wife. Now, I dated her in high school, and she was magnificent then, but now she's magnificent now. But I have to also look at, where did she get that from? She got that from her parents. Some beautiful people. Just Sunday, my wife's dad passed away. And I really don't know how to take it, or how to respond, because he was going through so much. Now, my wife, she's been staying busy, but she was one that was there caretaking for him, because he's, was not able to care for himself. She had helped out our other mother, Monette, over and over to take care of him. And so these 5 years have been something. Now, everybody didn't know. And that, that's not something you display. You don't want to show someone that's strong in their weak point a lot of times. But me being one, having a vantage point to see that this man was a loved man by his daughter. It's like, wow. Me not having a father, that's just awesome. Me being a father, that's just awesome. Me being a son that basically my father was not there. It's like, to have a child that was, loved so much that they returned love is just awesome. The vantage point that I got to see was just awesome. But would that compare with what y'all see? I believe so in this scenario, but that may not be the same for all the siblings or all the children of this man. They may not feel the same way. Everybody's entitled to their opinion and entitled to their vantage point. But the thing is, what Yahuah sees is what matters most, his vantage point. And so, in the totality of life, we have our ups and downs. We have those we've hurt, those that have hurt us. But what will our testimony show in the end? When we go before the judge, what will be said? We all want a well done, I believe. I know that's what I want. So sometimes when we fixate so much on the things that have happened to us, we get caught up and get off the path, and we don't ourselves be a blessing. Sometimes we end up hurting others. So sometimes we need to fixate not on ourselves, but on Yah. Change your vantage point. Ishmael came and helped bury his father. He loved that man even though there was distance there. Will you be Isaac? Will you be Ishmael? It matters. In the end, you have to take your perspective. You have to take your vantage point and do what's necessary in the end. See, me being on the outside, not really having a dad myself, I got to see my wife's dad as a dad. Beautiful man. Excellent man. Man that loved me enough, he created my wife, that's his daughter. He gave her to me, in marriage. Yes, he was at the wedding. He showed me many things, showed me things that I've never been able to have shown to me by my own father. Some things with plumbing, talked to me about things about being a man, showed me how he cared for his family members, even if they did not always respect what he was doing as far as being a blessing. When he seen a need, he filled that need. And so that's very much encouragement. That's something that I'm like, okay, I see many needs and I feel sometimes used up, but I still step to those needs and take care of those needs. And I've never seen him bitter about any of those things. Don't know if he ever was, but he gave me an example of a man that loved hard by giving what he could give, his time, his money, his being. And when he passed away, now all the love, all the people are coming around. You know, his testimony is going to be great to me in this world because the people that he's affected. He may not have the star, the glass ceiling. He may not have the celebrity. But to me, the vantage point I got to see is that Yahuah blessed that man. Yahuah loved that man. That man loved Yahuah. And though he may not know him by the name of Yahuah, Yah, I believe, will say, well done. Well, time for me to get ready for work. Blessings. Shalom. Hey, Craig. Thank you for watching. Blessings and shalom. Hallelujah.